Rotten Tomatoes has this movie scored at 57% by the critics, and by the audience, you have it at 96%. Now and I will discuss, do we agree with the critics or the audience for the Super Mario Brothers movie? Welcome back to Tales of Two Bros. I am Angel.
I'm Adon.
And we try to give you a review at least once a week. Spoilers. Super Mario Brothers movie came out by the time of this recording, just opened, premiered this past weekend. Well, actually, it premiered on Wednesday. I saw it that Wednesday. You saw it over Easter weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I went there with low expectations because of who were the stars as Mario and Luigi, and I came out very satisfied. What about you?
It's not the greatest, not the worst, but a satisfactory film. I would have been happy on TV more so than in theaters.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I saw it on IMAX, and I was able to sit by myself, and at the time that I saw it was like during school time, like around 4:30 I saw it. I think I was the only adult by myself, which could be kind of creepy.
I was the only adult by myself. Everybody else was like with their families or teenagers.
I think this was great for, of course, little kids.
Yeah.
But also great for adults who grew up like you and I did on Nintendo. I didn't expect this to be a total Nintendo world, meaning that there are so many callbacks to so many things. It has a restaurant or a pizza place called Punch Out. He had in his room posters from other games like Kung Fu. I was so surprised when I saw that.
Yeah.
That poster of Kung Fu. That took me back.
I mean, he was playing literally a Nintendo.
Exactly. And us growing up, I remember when we were a lot younger, of course, and I didn't want you to play Mario Brothers. I didn't want you to get good at it, and you did. I think you got better than I was. I think you're around.
Yeah, there was a couple games that I got better at.
5 or 6,
and you were frustrated with.
Well, yeah, that's multiple games.
Yes.
Especially the fighting ones. But no, like I was always like being a ball hog and all that stuff, or not ball hog, but game hog.
Sure.
I want to play. I was, I'm 12 years older than you, but I was being like as if I'm the same age as you as that. I was being very childish in that.
And that was the thing with Mario. Like, you feel kind of childish because when you were playing the original Super Mario, it's not like you both play at the same time. You literally had to take turns. Like, as soon as one character died off screen, that's the time your second player takes turn, or like it alternates.
So what now?
So
on a 2-player game?
And on a 2-player game.
Okay.
So like if we're playing Mario Brothers and on a 2-player game, you're rocking your levels, and then you die. Then it's my turn. And then if I'm rocking my levels but I'm doing better, you have to wait longer. So
how was the audience?
There was one person snoring.
I guess that's the parent.
It was clearly like 2, maybe 3 rows behind me.
Well, I'm telling you, it's probably a parent who's tired and took the kid in to see the movie and try to get some rest, stuff like that. So
audience was okay.
Yeah, my audience was good. The kids were laughing. Some adults were chuckling here and there.
Mm-hmm.
It was like in the way of like a Bugs Bunny cartoon or a Tom and Jerry one, where the kids can enjoy it, watch it, but the adults can get the references that the kids won't get.
Yeah,
and that's what I liked about it. It was addressing 2 demographics. Me growing up, I didn't even play that many Mario Brothers games, so I don't know. In a sense, I think in one of the incarnations or sequels of the original, that Mario has to rescue his brother. Is that true?
I don't remember an incarnation where he has to rescue his brother. I do know there was like Luigi's Haunted Mansion. That was a popular one for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It was always like Mario had to save
somebody,
the princess.
Well, that's original, right?
Yeah.
And also,
majority
originally,
of the games.
Right, but his first appearance was in Donkey Kong. I believe so. It was Donkey. He was Mario. He was going up to save the ladder to beat Donkey Kong to save the princess.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we first see him.
Yeah.
And I believe
And
they had a game like that in that pizza shop, the Punch Out.
I want to say it was like that, a similar version of that game. Even at that, like if you look at the first time you meet Donkey Kong, the arena is there's some parts of the arena similar to that
Yeah,
game. Yeah.
which was I liked. I mean, it is of course this movie has a lot of Easter eggs and callbacks to the Nintendo family. You have
Hmm.
Mario Kart there. You have, of course, Donkey Kong Punch Out, Kung Fu. Like I said, I want to say some other ones. I just can't remember
I want to
so
say,
fast.
like even the very beginning was like a callback to the movie, the original live action movie, like how they were.
Well, see, I don't remember that
Like the
movie because I think I saw it once and it was so horrible that I just erased it out of my memory. The one starting with John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins. I don't
true.
remember who the original villain was in the sense of who played him.
It's like
But the thing is,
he
like,
always plays the villain kind of guy.
but the thing is, you have a British actor and a Spanish Latino or a Latino actor or Hispanic, excuse me, playing the Mario brothers, where Mario and Luigi are Italian. And in
Hmm.
the cartoon or this movie here, they kind of reference that in a way where they're Italian, but they're not Italian in the sense of like first generation Italians here. They're like second generation here, so
True.
they don't have the accent, but they do the accent for that commercial.
Yeah.
You have Chris Pratt playing Mario, and then you have Charlie Day playing Luigi, and they're not Italian. I don't think so.
No,
They
you're
just say like
stereotypical, anyways.
right, but they act the part for the commercial to sell their product, to sell them, to be their, I guess, trademark, if you will, or product,
Yeah.
and to help get customers or clients. But everyone else, their family is like Italian and like Jewish too. It seemed like it was like a mixture of Italian and Jewish.
It's possible. I can see that.
So I thought that was smart. I was like, okay, they addressed it, and then
Moved
let's
on.
move on.
Hmm.
Right. So who was the villain?
Dennis Hopper.
Oh my God, yes, but still not a good match.
No, I mean,
Wrong casting.
like, well,
Overall, it was
there
bad.
was a lot of flaws in that movie in
Oh,
general.
way too many flaws.
Yeah.
That's why I don't even remember it. So let's go over real quick the cast. So again, we said we got Chris Pratt,
Hmm.
Charlie Day,
Hmm.
Jack Black as Bauer, Kevin Michael Richardson, who was Kamek, Carrie Payton, who was the Penguin Queen, which we did just a review on him or with him in The Legend of Vox Machina, but he's a notorious voice actor. I keep saying notorious as a bad thing.
I don't think Notorious is necessarily bad.
Well, I know, but it kind of does in a way. But the thing is, like, he's been around a long time,
Yeah.
sharing his voice or gifting us with his voice. He's also the king in the Walking Dead series. You have Sebastian Maniscalco, which I didn't recognize until I looked at the credits. I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. He was Spike.
Yeah.
Reno Romano. I guess that's Ray Romano's relative. I'm not sure. Keegan Michael Key. He played Toad, which I didn't recognize. I couldn't recognize. I think he changed his voice for it. So I couldn't recognize it. I don't know if you did.
No, I
You
didn't
have,
recognize it at first. No, but he's very good with his
oh no, he's
accents and
very talented.
voices. Yeah, he's a
Yes. Oh,
talented guy.
he plays a Hispanic. Hysterical.
One of my all-time favorite skits is an old skit was from Mad TV with him in it, and he's
Uh-huh.
playing a worker that came fresh over the border to work at Taco Bell. He's like, never in my days have we ever assembled a burrito with a coking gun.
Yeah, he's very talented. That
Yeah.
very talented. You have Eric Bauza, Toad General. Anya Taylor Joy. She's from Queen. She's from Queen's Gambit.
I would say she's a upcoming star. I mean, she's a star now, but
She's a star now. Yeah.
she's definitely blown up over the last few years.
Yes. Fred Armisen. He's
Uncle
from
Fester.
Saturday Night. He's Uncle Fester in the Wednesday show. He's alumni from Saturday Night Live. He's
Hmm.
He's multi-talented as well. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. Fred Armisen was Cranky Kong.
Yep.
Oh, then you have the original voice of Mario, playing the dad of Mario and Luigi, Charles Martinet,
Yeah.
which was awesome. It was a nice callback, or respect to have the original voice actor be in it in another one way or another. I like the story. I like that since I can't remember if there's a story where Mario has to save his brother Luigi, they made that this story here where he doesn't have to save the princess. The princess doesn't need saving.
Yeah.
She's a badass herself. So she doesn't need that saving. I think that's a little more of the woke movement where that thing where they don't want to stereotypical be the damsel in distress kind of thing that we've seen.
That's been an upward trend for the princess character in Mario Brothers for a while. That she's more empowered. She can do stuff. She's like the ultimate wizard. And
No,
because
I
I remember
know,
I got
but
in an argument with somebody, and she's like supremely powerful and what she can do. And I'm like, yes, she keeps getting captured by Bowser. Like literally, that was an argument I had with a person one time, and I
or
was like,
Donkey Kong.
or Donkey. Did she get captured? Oh no, that was a different one. That was
Oh, that
Daisy.
wasn't the princess. Okay,
That was
all
Daisy,
right.
and people argued about that too. I was okay with her being like more empowered with what she was. I like the undertone of storyline about the motivation for Bowser.
And that was
He's like, I want to rule the world, but he's like, I'm really doing it to win the girl. Because it gave reason why he kept kidnapping her in the game, other than like, I want to conquer the Mushroom Kingdom. Because he could have conquered the Mushroom Kingdom like 1,000 times in the video games. But he kept getting her.
yeah, like he actually had love for her or care for her.
Or, well, to be proper, infatuation.
Right, because he kept, he made that song.
Peaches,
And
peaches, 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 peaches.
and the thing is, I totally forgot that Jack Black was Bowser until he starts singing.
Yes.
When he
That was
starts
definitely
singing,
came out. Jack Black came out in that moment.
I mean, Jack Black was like, I guess, made for that role, as he is for many roles. But the thing is, like, a lot of times when his singing, like, it overtakes, like the School of Rock, I think the one he did,
Yeah.
it was too much him because of his love for music that it overtook the movie. Where here it just added to it.
True.
And he was great. I think he was great. I think he was great as Bowser. Not Bowser. Is it Bowser?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm thinking Bowser like from Sha-Na-Na. That's before your time.
I was like, I do not remember Sha-Na-Na. I know that's like a 80s or 70s.
70s to 80s. Like, they came out. That's a band that came out during Grease.
Oh no, I was not a Grease fan, so I would not have remembered.
I think it was smart, and it was maybe not original, but pretty close on how to bring that lore, that love of the game that's been what 40 years now,
40 some years, yeah,
of the same character that's just been nonstop going. Big on Nintendo Switch, all that stuff, especially with Mario Kart and other ventures that he has. I mean, I'm impressed with it. I was really surprised and happily surprised of how they executed this movie.
Yeah.
Is there a moment or a scene that you liked or got a crack out of?
Besides Peaches, that was a great moment. Going into, he's like, oh, so she found another guy. He's like, jam with me. That whole scene was a great scene. But when they first go to Donkey Kong Land, I also enjoyed. He's like the gorillas in the suit.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, the gorillas in the all white suit. He's like, love it. And they drive off and they're playing like the 80s music. What was the song?
I can't remember, but
was it Take On Me or not Take Me On?
Yes.
Take On Me?
Yes.
And I, you know what? I enjoyed that scene, but at the same time, I'm thinking the entire time to myself, like, how does this song fit for this scene?
I don't know. I find it funny they play the same song that they played in Shazam: Fury of the Gods. I Need a Hero. I was like, we just heard this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
In another movie. But what I think they did here also, they played music around the same time where Mario came out, or Mario Brothers.
I guess. I mean, speaking of Easter eggs and music, Guardians of the Galaxy. The last song where they show them waking up in the end of the movie and they're in the Mushroom Kingdom after they beat Bowser. That was a song from the opening of Guardians of the Galaxy.
can't remember. What was that? Remember?
It's the one where he's like he's dancing, he's kicking the little squirrel aliens, and he's listening to his headset.
Oh,
Um,
you talking about Groot?
no, I'm talking about Peter.
Okay, that one. The first one, yes.
Yeah, and it's the
I can't
same song
remember.
that Mario wakes up to at the end of the film.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, which is kind of funny because Chris Pratt
Hmm.
is also Star Lord, so that connection there.
That was an
So
Easter egg for me. What was a good scene for you?
for me, it was the Donkey Kong fight. I loved Seth Rogen in that voice. It was a perfect match.
That worked. Yeah,
Yes, with Seth Rogen and him, and that we saw Mario when he's hitting the bricks that he gets a special power or the star. It was the star, I think, that made him a flying squirrel.
but in this case, they made him
And
a cat.
that's right, a cat. Excuse me. Yes,
Yeah, the
but
squirrel
no, it
came
was
later.
the squirrel came later. Excuse me.
Well,
Yes,
I'm sorry, raccoon. Because someone will
which
be
one?
in the comments they're like, "It's a raccoon, not a squirrel." Mario never turns into a squirrel; he just turns into a raccoon.
I like that. It was I don't know, just Seth Rogen, his laugh, his voice does match the big ape.
Yeah, I
It
can see
just
that. Yeah,
does. But I also like like pretty much everything that Jack Black did. But I also for me was the opening scene, just like how it was in the previews, where Bowser comes in to attack the castle of the penguins, and the Penguin King comes out and says, there'll be plenty of more of that where that came from. Do you yield? And of course, the snowballs are hitting him. Bowser was just bouncing off, didn't had no effect, but the confidence was there, and I just found it very cute. But no, I mean, for me also, I just loved everything that they made a callback. I saw my childhood or part of my childhood in the background of the posters or a pizza shop or anything like that nature that had the
yeah.
past Nintendo games. I mean, and I never played Mario Kart, so when I saw that scene where they're racing and trying to escape or try to beat, it's like,
But it made you want to play Mario Kart now?
no. But I can see where the fans or the lore of it.
Setting aside Bowser, majority of the side characters were the more entertaining characters for me. Like I love Toad,
Mm-hmm.
Toadstool. Is that his name? Toad.
Yeah,
Yeah, Toad.
Toadstool.
Just
Yeah,
Toad.
just Toad. Toadstool is something else, I believe.
Okay, Toad was great for me, and all like the little Koopas, all the other Toads were like, we're adorable. It's like we can't fight, we're cute. When they were in the jail, and there's the one little ghost star, they're just like, life is just never-ending void, that we just exist here. And it's like sweet
Oh my
release
God,
of mercy.
that one was scary for me or eerie. Oh
This is
my
like a
God.
child's voice saying these darkest things.
I know. And I was like, oh my God, that is creepy. That is so dark. I mean, I'm surprised no kids got freaking nightmares from that.
Well, I guess they cut it with the fact that all the other characters is like, oh God, man, we're depressed enough as it is. We don't need no more.
But still, it's like it wanted death. It
Oh
wanted
yeah.
to die.
At one point, it literally said, like they were like, we're gonna die. And he goes, sweet release.
Right. I'm like,
I'm
holy
like,
shoot. I was like, oh my God. Like these kids are like, I mean, kids see this and I know that, this whole thing today about grooming and all that stuff, what have you, that people are so worried about grooming that you have this sweet, cute cartoon with a sweet, cute character talking about suicide.
it pretty much was.
And I was like,
They even hit you
oh,
at the credits where he's like, it's like the movie's done. It's gonna be good times and what, but it's like it's just like life. It's a never-ending void. It just keeps going,
I know.
and it makes you want to play a saxophone. I'm like, what am I watching with this guy?
I hope the parents talk to the kids after this in that sense, because that was, again, too deep, too creepy.
Yeah, he's
My
like, it
opinion,
got real.
off-putting.
It got real quick with that
Yes,
character. That escalated
right.
so fast.
I didn't expect that.
I did enjoy it. For me, I'm like, for other kids, I know where you're coming from, I was like, for
Right.
me, I was like, he was a delight, just
Oh,
because it's
just
a
because it's
shock.
different.
Yeah,
Right. Right. Because it's different, and you don't expect it.
exactly. The one other thing I liked was like when they were building. No, no, not when they were building. When they first introduced the Koopa Kingdom, and it looks like a rock concert and everything. Everybody's just partying. I'm like,
Hmm.
honestly, other than like Bowser probably ruling with an iron fist, it looks like a party at all times. The Blue Shell General, he's like, "You won't escape me, Mario." I was like, I have no idea why this guy was so hard up on getting Mario. Of all the other Koopas, he was the one. He's like, "I'm gonna get you, Mario," and he sacrifices himself. He literally sacrifices himself to destroy Mario and Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people are just crazy like that. I guess
He
they're
like
born
he
for that. Now,
came
here's
out
a
of the blue.
question. Here's the question. So the princess is in the land of mushrooms,
Yep.
right? Creatures,
Hmm.
right? And the power ups
Hmm.
are mushrooms. So are they eating the young?
Meh. I mean, I like that's never been like a thing in the that was ever addressed in
Well, of course, now, of course,
games.
because that's kind of that's like the star. It's very
But I mean,
deep and disturbing.
yeah, I guess okay. So I guess it's kind of like in the lines of like if you think of like Swamp Thing, Man Thing, or like Groot, right? They live on planets that are inhabited by plant people, but there's vegetation that aren't sentient at the same time.
Mm.
They
Hmm.
don't eat animals; they just eat other plants. So there's probably mushrooms that aren't sentient, and those are the ones that they're eating. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
I'm not going to believe that.
I mean,
Listen, I know there's mushrooms all over the land as well,
yeah,
but maybe they didn't mature enough to become sentient
evolve.
or
Yeah,
human or
yeah,
humanoid. I just find it weird that there's mushrooms there and then they're eating the mushrooms to get bigger or smaller or have a different power in that
true.
sense. So I was just like, hmm,
You only see like items that really aren't the mushroom. Three items that aren't the mushrooms. The star,
mhm,
flowers.
you're right.
I think they show the leaf, which is the raccoon,
I think so too. Yeah,
but I don't see what was the cat. I didn't see what that was. So
I can't remember.
no,
Yeah.
I don't think they show that because. But either
I think
way,
the cat was the star. I think.
no, because there's only
I
one
think.
star.
Okay. Yes, you're right. That was at the end.
Yeah,
So I think maybe a flower.
mm.
And maybe it's a flower because he thought that was going to be another cat later on, that he's a squirrel or a raccoon, whatever the thing made him fly. Maybe because I can't remember. I
No,
saw it almost a week ago, so I just can't remember on that.
no. The raccoon. I just unless they switch the item, the raccoon is definitely a leaf. I remember that from the game. But either way,
Right, but that's the game. I'm talking about the
yeah.
movie.
And Francis, that was the other character I kept forgetting the dog. I love the dog.
Oh, the one that was like eyeing Luigi.
Yes. He's like, oh, he loves you. And then Luigi steps on the bone and he hates him from there on.
Right,
And
breaks the
then
bone. Yeah, he breaks
at the
the
end of the
bone.
movie, he gives him the nod like you did well.
Right.
Still looking
Well,
at him mean, but he's like, you did good.
now, end credits. I think there's two.
One in the mid and then one at the end.
The one in the middle is with Bowser singing again, right?
Peaches again, yeah.
Peaches again, but now he's like, I would love to have heard it in a
Uncut.
far away. Well, no, not uncut, but like since we heard it twice, pretty much like up front, close to Bowser, so you hear the regular voice. But when the camera pulls away and it says like "shut up" when he's in the cage, his voice is a little different.
The high pitch mini me
Right.
voice, yeah.
I would love to have heard that version, him singing. I don't know, just for me, but it was still good. Again, I cracked up. But now on the last final end credit, I was confused. I know who it was
Okay.
because the kids said it, but it
Okay.
was live action. It was not animated. Is that
Uh,
a callback to the original Mario Brothers?
no,
When it
that
says
was
it was live
animated.
action?
It's just that it looked really good. I noticed like in some of the scenes, I will say this, in some of the scenes, some of the animation looked better quality than in other scenes. Like for oddly enough, like there was a scene like Luigi was first landed in the Dark Kingdom, right? and he dropped his tools, and he goes to pick up his tools before he's attacked by the skeleton Koopas. And I'm like, damn, those tools look really well done detail wise. And then it goes back to Luigi. I'm like, Luigi looks less detailed when we're looking at the tools.
I was looking at that end credit.
I know what scene you're
Super
talking
hard.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's in the sewer again, and there's an
Yeah.
egg there in the real world. Well,
It was definitely
real
an
world. I'm gonna double check. Just give me a moment.
A few moments later.
Oh, screw it. It's gonna take too long to find out. Then if that was animated, that was damn good because that looked real as hell. It did not look CGI. It
Yeah.
looked like live action. I actually thought Ninja Turtles were gonna pop out.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like there was moments in the movie where like the background or the environment or some of the details are just like outstandingly, really well detailed. They're very lifelike. And then you incorporate Luigi and Mario back in, and you're like snap out of it, and like, oh, we're back to our cartoon world. I don't know if it was just like some of the quality was focused in other areas when they should have, or it's just the fact that the focus gets changed when you incorporate the characters again. It's just weird. But I did notice that a couple times in the movie.
I mean, for those who are listening or watching, please let us know if that is CGI, like my brother said, or if it was a live action kind of scene to it,
Like a hybrid cross.
like practical effect.
It's really the baby Godzilla's from the 1990s film.
Right. Worth the watch?
Yeah, I would say it's worth the watch.
Is this worth the price of admission?
For if I was going with a family, yes. By myself, no, Netflix.
For me, it's worth the watch, and it's definitely worth the price of admission, especially on IMAX. So that's where I saw it. The surround sound was awesome, and again, I was sitting by myself, which I love.
I love that solidarity.
I do. I don't, people not around me. They could be in front of me a little bit. They could be behind me a little bit, but don't be right next to me.
Don't be judging.
No one kicking the chair, all that stuff. So happy day. All right, guys, that is our movie review of the Super Mario Brothers movie. If you have a movie for us to review, please email us at talesofthebros@gmail.com, or please let us know in the description below. Until next time, we'll be the next time. I'm Angel.
I'm Adon.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.